Hi there, back to KennieSuperstar, and today I'm doing World War II because we just did World War I, so it makes sense that I have to do World War II too. So World War II started from 1939 to 1945, and it is the most dangerous war ever because it caused 80 million deaths. So World War II started from two men, Adolf Hitler and Mussolini. Now, Mussolini became dictator #1 because Italy was on the Allied side in the First World War, but it expected that it would get a lot of land in Austria and Germany that it once had. But the Allies decided that it would give only half of what Italy should have got, and Italy's economy was getting worse. So when Mussolini came and said our expectations will become a reality, everyone just said, oh sure, we'll join you. And then he became the dictator of Italy. Next up is Adolf Hitler. He fought in the First World War, and he also was a soldier, and also he was fought really bravely for Germany. But in Germany in First World War lost. And its economy got really bad because it can't have enough soldiers. It had to pay off its debts, which it did not have enough money. So when they started printing more money, its economy got bad. And then Adolf Hitler came and said that we'll fix everything. And he acted like the savior of the citizens. The citizens who had barely any hope, when someone decided to come and say, I can fix everything, they decided to join him. So, Germany and Italy were starting to fight back. Now, they started to make some moves. Germany went and invaded Czechoslovakia. And the Allies did basically nothing. Germany were starting to invade the lands that they lost in World War I. And the Allies were doing a diplomatic situation where it went like this. Germany would say, I want that thing, which was some part on Czechoslovakia where there was actually more Germans than Czech people. So, England said, okay, you can have that part, but that part only, and not the rest of Czechoslovakia. And then the Prime Minister of England waved the papers with joy. But then Hitler just invaded the rest of Czechoslovakia. Now, one thing about World War II that has caused so many deaths is the Holocaust. Because Hitler believed that the German Aryans were superior than the Jews, and the Jews made them lost World War I. So, they slaughtered all the Jews along the way. Now, England later made some minor moves by going to Norway and saying, hey, can you stop transporting iron ore to Germany? And when Germany knew that, Germany decided to just invade Norway and Denmark. And after that, the Chamberlain decided to resign because of that loss. After that, Prime Minister of England, Winston Churchill, came up, and he made some really big reforms. They decided to declare war on Germany, and this war started. Germany looked like it was winning and gained a lot of lands. But there was also some wars on the colonies in Africa. And later, Germany also had kind of the same plan it had in World War I. Attack France, defeat France, knocking out the UK in the process, and then defeating Soviet Union and win the war. But the Soviet Union were really strong, and if they went on a war on both sides, the East and the West, Germany would be in a really big struggle. So, Germany went and sent diplomats to help make the Soviet Union in their side. And now the Soviet Union were half allies. They helped them attack Finland at first. And then Germany invaded Austria. Also, in the war, Italy was making some work in Africa, because Germany and Italy were thinking of invading more lands. Now, Germany was having a lot of victories, but Italy was like, Italy was trying to find non-conquered islands that would fight them with barely any resistance, like fighting them with so primitive weapons when Italy had cannons and tanks. And they later attacked Ethiopia, and other lands. Later on, England and France fought back in Africa. England and France started winning war after war in Africa, but in Europe, it was not looking good for France. Germany made a really complex but really good strategic encirclement because they were pushing through Belgium and Netherlands, making the French send reinforcements that way, and then exploiting the places in between the French lines, going behind the French lines, conquering a place called the Ardennes. Now, if they conquered the Ardennes, which means that the Germans surrounded most of the French and England troops on both sides, conquering Belgium and Netherlands, and not long after that, Paris fell, and France was a colony of Germany. Now after that, Germany had to emphasize that England was alone. Germany was trying to get England to surrender because they knew invading England would be a really hard thing. First, they tried to get France to invade England to show that France was actually Germany's side, even though France got forced to do that. And Germany tried to get France to conquer England's colonies in Africa. But there was also one other country that would also join the war: Japan and America. America did not make any moves on World War II, demanding that it will stay neutral unless it actually has to go to war. Because American President Franklin Roosevelt decided that it will stay neutral unless it actually has to go to the war. Now Japan decided that it also wanted to have some victories. So they attacked China twice, conquering Beijing, and they also controlled a lot of islands in the Navy, in America and the Allies' Navy, which meaning that they would have superiority over Asia. They quickly went and conquered Southeast Asia, conquering Indonesia, Brunei, Laos, Vietnam, and also forcing Thailand to join them. Now, after what had happened, Japan relied on speed, but it didn't really have a powerful thing to go against them. So, in 1941, this was a turning point of the war. America decided to declare war on Japan, which made Japan declare war on America. Well then, Germany made a very big mistake, also declaring war on America to help Japan. So, which means America joined the Allies. But Germany made a second mistake by made a second mistake. They attacked the Soviet Union because Germany was feeling like the Soviet Union wasn't really joining them. They were half in and half out. So Germany just decided to invade them. And it looked like Germany was going to win. They conquered city after city, and they also got sight of Moscow. But one of Russia's really strong advantages is the winter. Winter set on Moscow and Russia, meaning that the Germans got cold. And before they can reach Moscow, most of their troops freezed. And the Russians, or the Soviet Union at the time, was really good at fighting in the winter. So they pushed back most of the land that had been conquered by Germany. Next spring, Germany tried to attack again. But this time, Germany didn't really go too far and then got pushed back. And then after that, there was a big thing in the war. The Allies were starting to win. Germany, the coalition attack of Germans and the Italians were pushed out of Africa. And Mussolini was no longer popular in Italy. So his dictatorship was rethrown and Italy surrendered. When Italy surrendered, the troops at the Allies went into Italy. Germany was later forced to surrender after losing Normandy, and then after that they lost Warsaw, and then they surrounded Berlin, Hitler shot himself, and Germany lost the war. There's only one other country left, Japan. Japan started losing island after island, colony after colony, from the attacks of the Americans. And after that, America dropped 2 big atomic bombs, Hiroshima and Nagasaki, forcing Japan to surrender, and that's the end of the war in 1945. Thank you everyone for watching this video. Give it a like, subscribe, watch my other videos, and bye!